Hi everyone, Santo Sessa here from Team Sessa Real Estate. I'm filling in again for Santo today. I want to speak to everyone about what's going on in Peel and Durham for week ending February 16th. Now, before we get into the numbers, let's talk a little bit about buyer's fatigue. When markets have appreciated as high and as fast as these markets have, it's inevitable we'll come to a time where buyers will just be fed up. Maybe they can't afford to buy anymore. Maybe they just decide, you know what, we've got beaten up on so many offers, we're just not going to buy a home right now. Whatever the case is, if you're on the listing side, if you're trying to sell your home, it's important that you're aligned with a realtor that knows how to deal with that situation. More importantly, that realtor has to know that that situation has arrived. And so let's take, for example, buyer's fatigue has started to set in a bit and you list your home for sale. No one buys it. So you decide, okay, no problem. I'll just list it at a more traditional price and someone will buy it then. You have to understand that when your home gets relisted, buyers are looking at it, especially in these kinds of markets, and when things just start to turn, buyers have these kinds of mentalities. They're either thinking, what was that seller expecting? All these houses are selling on offer night. All these houses are selling overpriced. How much more did that seller want? Are they just being greedy? They're thinking, did everyone see a problem in that home that we missed? Because, again, most houses are selling. What's happening with this house? Why hasn't it sold? Or they're thinking, maybe I can get a steep discount on this house because, no one was interested enough to buy it on offer night when everything's selling on offer night. So now, if your home is viewed in these three ways, it's very difficult to justify to a buyer why they should pay top dollar for your house. And so it's important that you align yourself with a realtor that knows about the market, that knows what's going on in the market, and that knows how to navigate through that market. If you found this information useful, if you think anyone will benefit from it, please feel free to share it. Thank you guys so much for your support, and let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak to us anything at all related to real estate, we've made it really easy to do that. In the description below, there's a link to a calendar. Click a time that works best for you. We'll make sure that we're available at that time so we can speak to you about whatever you want to talk about real estate related. Let's get into the numbers. So, Peel and Durham, we have it broken down here. Mississauga is the blue line, Brampton is the orange line, and Durham is the red line. Durham includes Ajax-Pickering-Whitby combined into one. So Mississauga detached. Last week we sold 65 homes in Mississauga, which is not too far off from what we did the week prior at 62. 16 of those homes sold over $2 million, and the average price is sitting at $1,827,000. Now that $1,827,000 is 19% higher than what it was last year, and you can see here we've had a pretty sizable bump in the amount of homes that sold over $2 million in Mississauga as well. Median price. A lot of you guys asked for median price. The median price is currently sitting at $1,725,000, which is also 28% higher than it was last year at this time. Sold at list price or more, currently sitting at 95%. 95% of homes are selling at list price or more. I was talking about buyer's fatigue in the beginning. It's difficult to imagine that buyer's fatigue is actually hitting because 95% of homes, 95 out of 100 homes sold at list price or more. Last year that number was only 75%, but we can see that sales have dropped from where we were at the same time last year. Listings we can see also has dropped from where we were at the same time last year. We can see that we are about 14 homes more than we did the week prior, which is nice. We'd like to see more inventory, give every buyer more options, maybe help level up prices a bit. And we can see active listings is currently sitting at 122 active listings. Now, months of inventory has stayed relatively stable at 0.4 months of inventory, less than half a month of inventory, less than 2 weeks of inventory. The average days on market is currently sitting at 6 for detached homes in Mississauga. So, Brampton has been a real story along with Durham, but Brampton's been really interesting to see because we've helped a lot of people get in and out of homes in Brampton, the past year. And to see this kind of growth has been really mind-boggling. We can see here though that sales are currently sitting at 126 for last week, which means we've actually done less than we did the week prior. It's interesting to see what's going to happen. Is that a case of buyer fatigue, or is it just, not enough homes being sold? We'll see. But yeah, so 21 of those homes sold at over $2 million. And if you look throughout, this is a year's worth of data, you can see that we haven't even come close to 21 homes selling over $1 million or $2 million in Brampton. The closest we've been is the past few weeks, but the average home price is sitting at, average detached price is sitting at $1,624,000 in Brampton. Again, 36% higher than it was at this time last year. You can see here, number of homes sold over $2 million. We did 5 of them last year, and now we have 21 homes. So prices have drastically increased in Brampton. This is very, very easy to see. And you can see here that median price is sitting at $1,560,000. That is 35% higher, 37% higher than it was last year. Again, we've always seen these fairly high numbers in terms of sold at list price or more, but right now we're sitting at 94% of properties that are being sold at list price or more. Last year was 87, so we have, I think, about 3-4 months worth of data on this chart here, but we can tell that Brampton's been at this pace for a fairly long time. Sales are lower than we were last year. They have been lower than they've been last year for quite a while now. It would be interesting to see sales picking up, but we do need more listings. Listings in Brampton. Last week we listed 179 homes. Not a lot of homes. You can tell at this point last year we listed 247, so there's a lot more options to choose from, and that is really what's putting a lot of pressure on pricing. At the time of making this chart, we're sitting at 166 active listings in Brampton. Months of inventory. It moved, it went up 0.1, so we're currently sitting at 0.3 months of inventory. Again, it's still less than 2 weeks of inventory. That's probably just over a week of inventory. And so it's very, very tight in Brampton. The average days on market is sitting at 6. So a lot of these homes being bought a lot quicker, probably bully offers that are pushing offer presentations back. Ajax-Pickering-Whitby. We've reached a record price of $1,628,000 in Ajax-Pickering-Whitby. We had 89 homes that sold last week, which is a nice boost from where it was these past couple of weeks. 11 of those homes sold for over $2 million. And, same story as I mentioned in Brampton. 11 is just about a record for the past year. I don't think they've ever seen more than 11 homes being sold at $2 million or more, which does mean prices are increasing in these areas quite substantially too, right? 51% is the difference in price last year versus the price this year. Last year we sold 0 homes that were over $2 million. Now we sold 11 homes that are over $2 million. So prices going up very fast pace. So for Durham, we have a median price of $1,510,000, 44% higher than it was last year. And again, sold at list price or more. I mean, we had some weeks where we had 100 properties sold at list price or more. 98 isn't that much of a difference, but it's a lot of competition. And you can see here that last year, sold at list price or more was at 96%. So again, like with Durham, like with Peel, these markets have been on fire for a very long time. It's hard to imagine buyers fatigue not setting in sometime soon, but we'll see. Sales, we can see we're kind of on par to where we were last year, so not that big of an issue there. Listings is where we see a bit of a decrease. We need to see more listings in this area. That will help put less pressure on pricing and give people more options. So we do need to see more listings. At the time we made this chart, there are 80 active listings in Durham for detached properties. And again, months of inventory, crazy low, 0.2 months of inventory. Average days on market's currently sitting at 9. And now, one of my favorites, Peel condos. We've helped buyers and sellers in Peel condos, and it's been really interesting to see what's been going on there. But as you can tell, we've reached a record. $740,000 is your average price for a condo in Peel. Last week we did 90 sales. 90 sales is just about in line with what we've been doing for the entire year. There's been a few months where it was higher, but just about in line, so not too bad there. 5 of those condos sold at $1 million or more, which again, a record for Peel condos. Now that $740,000 price is 36% higher than it was last year. Again, sold at, this is supposed to be $1 million or more. It's 0 last year, and this year we're sold 5 at $1 million or more. Median price is going up as well, $715,000, up 35% from where we were last year. Sold at list price or more. Condos, you know, whether it's Toronto condos, whether it's York Region condos, whether it's Peel condos, competitive no matter what. They're showing no signs of slowing down right now. It's 92% of them have sold at list price or more, meaning offer dates. Last year that number was only 57, and we can see that sales is kind of on par with where we were last year, so not too far off. Active listings, we do see an increase in listings, which is really nice. We'd like to see more of those again to put less pressure on price, but last year at this time we listed 94. This year we're listing 123, and we can see that active listings has been fairly low the past 2 months, but now we're sitting at 82. Is this a sign of things changing? We'll see. Have to watch these numbers a little longer, but again, months of inventory, super tight, 0.2 months of inventory. That's like a week of inventory, probably less, and we're sitting at 7 days on market for the average condo. So you can see here, Mississauga, months of inventory stayed the same. Brampton went up. Ajax-Pickering-Whitby stayed the same. Condos in Peel went up. I mean, we're still less than 0.5 for all of them, so still an extreme seller's market. Really interested to see what happens in the future weeks coming up. If you found this information useful, please feel free to share it. And thank you. We'll see you again soon.